San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria wants to answer your questions.
He's normally here on the first Monday of the month, but this month, it's summer, we've been busy. He's joining us now on the second Monday for Your Questions Answered with Mayor Todd Gloria. Mayor Gloria, welcome.
Hello, Marcella. Hello, Jesse. Great to be with you.
Okay, let's begin with the topic of masks and vaccine passports. So much being talked about those. You spoke about it a little bit during your appearance last week on our morning show, and we'd like you to reiterate for our evening audience your stance on those and whether or not your stance is likely to change.
So I highly encourage San Diegans to take the Delta variant extremely seriously. Right now, we have the question of vaccine and mask mandates are left to the county and the state. They both have public health departments that advise the city, and the city will comply with whatever orders they put forward. In the meantime, I'm issuing a request to have a vaccine mandate for city employees, and we're currently negotiating with our employee bargaining units to implement that. When you consider so many of our employees, people like police officers, lifeguards, librarians, interact often with the public. We need to protect our employees and the general public, and that's why we're asking them to get vaccinated.
A lot of uncertainty right now for a lot of people, or at least they feel that way, Mayor Gloria. Do you see another lockdown in San Diego's future?
Well, right now, the information I have from the county and the state is that that's not forthcoming. But Jesse, I would tell you the way to avoid it entirely is to get vaccinated. As you may know, roughly 30% of San Diegans have yet to do that. And so I highly encourage folks, if you do not want another lockdown, if you want our children to be able to go to school in just a few weeks when summer ends, please get vaccinated. Let's make sure that the Delta variant does not erode all the progress we've made. Let's avoid a lockdown, get vaccinated as quickly as possible.
Mayor Gloria, you know, the color-coded tier system in California has gone away, but has there been any discussion at your level, at the county level, on what would trigger some tougher restrictions?
You know, when I check in with our county and state partners, which is extremely regularly because of the pandemic, I have not been told to expect that anytime soon. But obviously the data that we're getting is concerning. And while I don't have a public health department to give me the information that, say, our county supervisors or our governor may have, what I'm seeing and what you all are reporting is concerning. But what we do know is that hospitalization is far less likely if you're vaccinated. Death is far less likely if you're vaccinated. So one of the ways to keep those indicators down and not go back to the tier system, again, is to get vaccinated.
All right, Mayor Gloria, our topic number 2 right here, North Park bike lanes, as you know, have caused quite the stir up, the controversy in that neighborhood for business owners and others who use 30th Street. Here's what one viewer had to say to us towards you, asking you, taking traffic lanes and parking spots away for bicycles severely hurts traffic and businesses. There are much more vehicles than bicycles. That's coming from Elaine Warling of San Diego. What do you say to that, Mayor, and also the kind of arguments for and against there?
Yeah, you know, I hear that often, Jesse, and I guess the data that we see just does not support that. What we see in communities where bike lanes have been installed is often a renaissance, an added vibrancy, a place where folks come, linger, and spend money to support businesses. And Jesse, I would say that where we've installed protected bikeways in Gaslamp, in the East Village, in Hillcrest and Bankers Hill, yes, there has been a lot of complaints at their initial introduction, but over time, people come to accept them. They see them as valuable. And lastly, Jesse, I would say your station has done an admirable job of reporting the fact that we've had multiple San Diegans in recent weeks die riding bicycles in our city. That is simply unacceptable. We must do what we can to protect these lives. Protected bikeways like we've installed on 30th Street is one way to do that. Yeah,
really important as more people get back out there to share the road with our bicyclists. Okay, let's go to topic number 3, our last one for today, Mayor. We know homelessness, of course, is a huge issue here in San Diego. Today is the first day on the job for the new director of homelessness that you appointed, Hafsa Keika, to the position after a nationwide search. What is she going to be able to do and bring to the table that hasn't already been tried? There have been so many things that have been done here in San Diego to kind of, help people who are homeless. What's she going to bring to the table?
A lot. She has a career's worth of leading homelessness efforts in other communities, most recently in Riverside, where she was able to dismantle the largest homeless encampment in that community in a compassionate approach that placed those individuals into housing. I'm asking her to do the same thing here in San Diego. As you may know, she is our first director of our Department of Homelessness Solutions and Strategies. This is the first time the city has had a department that is focused on homelessness, and she works directly for me. This is the kind of accountability I promised San Diegans I would bring to the issue of homelessness. So Marcella, at this point, we have an adopted plan to reduce homelessness in the community. We have a director that's in charge of a department to actually implement upon that. And we're going to set about doing that work. Our next stop is to establish the city's first safe haven shelter. I hope to share some news with you all very soon about that. This would be a shelter operation that would house individuals in active substance abuse and mental health challenges, some of the people we often see in our streets. Hafsa is going to lead that effort, and I think she will get good results for San Diego.
All right, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria answering your questions for us on this Monday afternoon. Mayor Gloria, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, Mayor.